Best of r/entitled parents episode 165. Subscribe for Reddit videos daily. Karen wants me arrested for saving her child. WTF. So, have I got a story for you guys today. So a little context: I have a local pool that is about a 10-minute drive from my house, and my friends and I go there all the time during the summer to swim, and we go to the events that happen there. Characters in this story are as follows. Me, best friend, BF. Chill lifeguard, CL. Karen, yes, this is her actual name. On to the story. So me and my friends all come to the pool during the summer just to swim and have a good time overall. It was my birthday. I was turning 15 at the time. At the time of writing this I am turning 16 in 2 months. So we were just wanting to hang out. So we get the stamps that show you can go on the diving board and the deep end and other strong swimming stuff there, and we start. A couple hours pass and a little girl is swimming around in the deep end with me and my friends. Her mom is just chatting up with friends and clearly not paying attention. Well, the lifeguard was busy handling a situation and she looked tired, actually started drowning. I shit you not, she looked her daughter dead in the eyes, saw her basically drowning, and went back to talking with her fellow Karens. I help the girl out of the pool and the convo begins. Karen, why did you touch my child? You perv, will call the police on you. Me, Mom, she was drowning and the lifeguard were busy, so I helped her out. Karen, you touched my child inappropriately. Now a good group of people looking and my anxiety kicks in, but my best friend saves me, thank God for him. BF, what did he do, miss? He is pretty chill and respectful, but at the same time doesn't take shit from anyone. Karen, he touched my child's boob. For context, I lifted her out of the pool by her arms after using one lifeguard things to pull her in close to the edge of the pool. BF, I watched what he did. He didn't do that. He saved your child that you could be bothered to watch. Me and my friends are cracking up and CL comes in. CL, so what seems to be the problem, miss? Little did we know he saw this and had prepared something. Karen, the delinquent touched my child inappropriately. I want him kicked out and banned. CL, alright mom. More context, sorry. So turns out he was recording Karen and me and her child, as she had been known to do this before. Me, mom, please don't get me banned from the pool. My parents will kill me. Yuki BF sees what's going on, realizes what's happened and fakes concern. Karen, serves you right for touching little girls. She has this disgusting triumphant look. CL then proceeds to show her the recording and that they can either leave the pool or he will send me the recording and I will press charges. She leaves, but not before screaming like a banshee and cursing me out. Thank you. Next. Alright, so this is a more docile story and isn't as bad as some, but I just found it annoying. So I work at a certain place. Due to corporation requests I am not allowed to disclose the name of it, but the main attraction is that it's a gas station and you can order pizza and sub sandwiches from it. I think y'all can guess which establishment I'm talking about. Well, rush hour usually begins at 4 PM and doesn't end until nearly 8 PM. If we have a meal deal, it usually doesn't end until 9 PM. By the time that 5:30 PM rolled around, we had 12 order tickets on the ticket rack. Every order had at least 2 pizzas, breadsticks and wings. We ended up having an 1 and 30-minute wait time. I had been answering the phone as usual. Hi, thank you for calling CY's Carryout Pizza. Would you like to hear this month's special? In a cheery voice. Number. Her voice sounded dead. Not a single emotion in her voice. Children were screaming in the background. Her husband yelling at the kids to shut the FCK up. Mom is on the phone. I asked for her name and number for the order and she ordered 6 pizzas. Keep in mind, each pizza takes 5-7 minutes to make depending on what type it is. She asked what our wait time was and I told her an hour 30. She paused before telling me, can you just move my order up front and do it now? I explained that number. That isn't fair to any of the other customers, especially the people who already have been waiting an hour. It would also set us behind on earlier orders and throw off the whole groove the kitchen workers has going on. She proceeded to get angry and tell me that she was a frequent customer. Shouldn't there be some sort of best customer perks she can get since she comes in so often? And I told her number. She began to yell at me, telling me I'm an inconsiderate worker, and how dare you treat me this way. I'm the reason who even have a job. If I didn't order, you wouldn't be working. I apologized and she cancelled her order. The rest of the staff went back to work and less than 30 minutes later she called back, asked for a manager, and proceeded to lie and tell my manager that I was rude. Told her that I refused to take her order and that I tried lying about the wait time. She asked if there was any other worker she could talk to talk her order, and my manager watched me talk to this woman. I even told my manager exactly what this lady told me after I explained I can't move her ticket forward. But regardless, my manager passed the phone to another worker who proceeded to tell her the same thing I did, and I could hear her through the phone yelling about not wanting to cook, that we're terrible workers and we should be replaced with people who value their customers. She claimed that she would call corporate and tell them about our terrible service. We got a call 3 days later and they just said that they need to file our side of the story. Nothing would be done because this lady has complained about our store for 2 years and she was always caught lying about the service. TLDR, lady degrades and yells at me and another staff member because we won't move her order to the front of the ticket line and make hers before everyone else's. She called corporate and corporate called to file the complaint but didn't do anything because the lady called before and got caught lying every time she filed a complaint for the past 2 years. Thank you. Next. Just recently happened, so I thought I'd share. I'm currently 17 and going to high school, but I work in a grocery store to earn a bit of money, and occasionally help out in my sister's bakery. Before the lockdown started, my store hosted a sale special for a limited number of items. Included were e-readers, video games and consoles, several Bluetooth devices and many more items. However, the amount of items was strictly limited, e.g. there were only 10 e-readers, and only 5 of each consoles. Now, I've been wanting to buy a PS4 for a while. Seeing as I worked there, I got there a bit earlier than my shift started to try and get one. And I got the last one. Enter entitled mom, EM, and entitled kid, EK. The EK looked to be about 15-16 years old, and sent me a dead glare as soon as he saw that I grabbed the last available console. The EM told me, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? My son wants this console, hand it over," and basically harassed me for half an hour. She had to be escorted out by a manager. Her argument was that a nobody like me wouldn't need to waste any more time by playing video games. I sighed some time after she left because she was so entitled and mean. Anyways, 2 days later a new kid came to my class, because he just moved here and skipped a grade. You can guess who he was. The egg from the store. Apparently, he was still hung up about the whole game console thing. Basically bullied and harassed me, just for not getting a reduced PS4. So I reported him. The EM appeared at our school, and started harassing me again. She called me names and even tried to get physical. She didn't stop, not even after being told to by our teachers. The police had to come and escorted her out. I filed a police report against her and her son. Beautiful of her actions, she was banned from ever entering the school grounds again, and her kid got suspended for bullying me. Because of his school record and his mother's entitlement, he had to leave our school permanently, and needed to go to a new school. On a side note, thus two are also banned from entering my store again, and it's the only big grocery store in our area. Served them right. Thank you. Next. So to keep it short, my mom is your average black woman who thinks it's okay to say whatever comes into her ignorant mind and offend people, and they should just deal with it because they're in her house. Her entitlement is mostly Bible based. My mom is currently living with me in the house a family member left her. I lived here first to help her with the upkeep in 2016-ish, and she came last year due to her divorcing my dad and selling the family home. I'm a lesbian and I've dealt with her ignorance/hate all my life, and we've even stopped speaking a few times, but over the years she's come around to somewhat accept me. She recently offended my girlfriend, whom with she was cordial, by voicing her assumptions about her lifestyle. That night I told her that she needs to learn how to speak to people, and to stop demanding respect from people you obviously don't respect, like myself. I then went into my room to comfort my girlfriend, and my mom stood outside my bedroom door yelling she did nothing wrong, and what did she even say? The next morning my girlfriend is leaving. My mom walks up saying she apologizes for my disrespectful behavior. I'm so over her. I've stopped speaking to her because I can't even take the energy she exudes. Nor do I want to hear her psychotic excuses like, well, I believe in M.O. Mother over everything. And I would never disrespect my mom. And through all of this, I know she's still expecting something for Mother's Day. So what is a good book or useful tool for someone like my mom? I refuse to waste another year on Bath and Body Works or an useless electronic. What can break her entitlement? I don't expect change overnight, but I really want to show her that you just can't demand respect because of the title. Or maybe I'll just get her nothing and treat myself. LOL. Thank you. Next. I used to work as a volunteer with a youth organization with kids aged 13-18. My organization organized for a camp in Scotland, and we had to get there using public transport, and I was in charge of getting 50 kids there with the support of 3 other adults. After lugging very large rucksacks and suitcases through London on public transport making sure we didn't lose anyone, we finally got to the station where we would catch a train that would take us about 1/2 hours to get to our destination. We managed to get on the train where we had prepaid, reserved seat tickets. So far, so good. Except when it came to actually getting our seats. Because it was a large group, before we got on the train, there were lots of seats empty with the same booking name on all of the seats, so I can forgive people for thinking there was an error and those seats were in fact free. Most people were polite enough to get out of their seat immediately and let us sit in the seats that we had paid for, without causing a fuss. And then there was Karen, her husband, and her 2 10-year-old kids. I said, "Excuse me, we have these seats reserved. Do you mind if we take them please?" Being extra polite and forcing a smile, even though by this point I am already exhausted and fuming as to why they didn't take the hint at everyone else moving and letting my party sit down. "No, we are sitting here," she replied. "I can see that, but we paid for these seats. This is my name on the ticket, not yours, so please can you move? Thank you." Next. Right, so this literally just happened. So backstory, my room is at the front of the house. I live in a bungalow, and my street is small because it's veteran housing, so it's private road. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift, so before all of this happened, late last year or early this year, my mum got me 3 of Lover's box. She was only meant to get 1, which consists of 4 posters that you can only get in the box. You can get more. So anyways, I've put my posters up and you can only see them if you're leaving the street. I'm the youngest in the street, so a lot of my neighbors are old and their children do the shopping for them during this time. So one of my neighbor's daughters and granddaughters was walking past my room when the daughter pointed out my Taylor Swift posters, and this is how it goes. Cast. Me. DM. Karen EK. The daughter. At least 13. Po 1. Police officer 1. Po 2. Police officer 2. EK, mummy look, she has Taylor Swift posters. I'm playing on my PlayStation, so I just smile at her and continue to play. EK, mummy I want them. EM, excuse me. She literally knocks on my window. My daughter is a huge fan of Taylor. Me, oh that's cool, what's your favorite song? BTW, my window is open. EK, I don't really have one. Me, yeah it's hard to pick. What about album? EK, oh that blue one. Me, she doesn't have an album called Blue. EK, she does, it's literally named after a color. Me, oh you mean red? EK, no blue, it's my favorite color. EM, if my daughter says it's blue then it's blue, she's always right. Me, okay cool, literally realize this is a Karen. EM, yes my daughter wants your posters, so how much for them? Me, sorry but they're not for sale. You can get the box. I show it to her, from her website, and it has so much more in it than just the posters. EM, well she just wants the posters, so why don't you give me them and then you can buy some more of the posters, they're just paper. They're literally made out of card. Me, sorry I got them as a gift, I'm not selling them. EM, come on, you're not even listening to her. I had my playlist that had a mix of artists on it playing. Me, yeah they're still not for sale. Goes back to my game. EM, get off your stupid game and give them to me or else I'll come in. Me, like to see you try. I have a dog and I know if someone tries to come in that we don't know she'll attack, not badly though. EM, fine, you asked for it. She literally runs around to go to my front door and actually tried to open it, so I hold the door closed and I'm literally putting the weight of my arm against it and she's struggling. I'm 5'2" and she's like 5'6", so anyways, whilst she's struggling I phone the police and they come and I can hear them through the door and I recognize their voices as my friends. I know them through the youth club I go to. Po 1. Excuse me miss, you alright? EM. She's got posters that belong to my daughter in there and won't give them to us. Po 2. Sorry miss, but we know what's happened now. You're under arrest for attempted theft. EM. How do you know what's happened? You don't know her. I just opened the door at this point. Po 1. Actually I do, she's one of our friends. EM. So you're just being biased then. Po 1. And they also have CCTV literally at her window and door. My dad put CCTV recorder at my window so we could see if anyone looks in my window. Don't worry, you can see in my bedroom just outside. By this point the daughter has gone back to her grand's. EM. Oh well, the posters still belong to my daughter. Looks me dead in the eye whilst getting put into the car. I'll be back to get them. And so after she gets put in the car and it's locked, we literally just stand there having a conversation 6 feet apart, of course, and this happened all this morning and all over limited posters of an artist that she doesn't even like. Face with tears of joy. Thank you. Next. It's been quite some time I have been on this subreddit and I decided I should tell a story that happened 2 years ago. I'm 16 right now. I'm on mobile and if I make any mistakes I apologize. Cast. Op overpowered donkey. M Karen. NK nice kid. Her son. RG random guy. My savior. Po 1 police officer. Po 2 police officer 2. Backstory. I was in the park waiting for some of my friends to come to hang out and do stupid little games like hide and seek, etc. I decided to sit on a bench nearby a playground for little kids. Then M and NK come around. For some minutes everything is fine until I pull out my phone and put on some music. After let's say 2 minutes M notices me standing nearby the playground and approaches me. M, hey, this place is for little kids. The kid was probably 9-10. What are you doing in here? Me, just waiting for a couple of my friends. Why? M, well go somewhere else since this place is for children, not rebel teenagers. That pissed me off since she automatically thought I was a rebel kid that drink underage and do drugs. Me, it's a public space. I'm legally allowed to be here at any given time, and I don't do those things and it's bad that you assume this. NK, hey mom, I am thirsty. Can we go to the nearby shop to buy some water? M, not now, sweetie, I have to finish something first. NK, but mom. Gets interrupted by his mom. M, not now. Me, you know it's not okay to scream at your child like that. M, it's my kid, I can do whatever I want with him. Now leave before I call the cops. This attracted a guy that was nearby. RG, what is going on here? M, this kid was doing drugs and he won't leave. RG, I know for a fact that he was just sitting there until you came and screamed at him to leave. M, that is false and I will call the cops. I saw he had some sort of drugs in his bag. RG, kid, do you have anything in your backpack? I open my backpack and show him what I have, only some water and snacks in case I am hungry or thirsty. RG, he doesn't have anything illegal in there. I'm going to ask you to leave before I call the cops. This kid was just minding his business. M, no, I won't leave until he leaves this park. NK, mom, come on, let's go. He didn't do anything. M, shut up. We will go after I finish dealing with these idiots. Yes, she screamed at her kid to shut up and called me and the guy idiots. RG, getting visibly annoyed and screaming back at her, leave right now or I will call the cops. M, no, I, interrupted by the guy. RG, leave now. M, tries to call the cops I guess since she was going for her phone. I won't leave until the cops show up. RG, fine then, he seems to be chilled by now. She calls the cops and they show up 5 minutes after. The station is relatively close to the park. Po 1, what seems to be the issue, lady? M, this man assaulted Emmy and the kid is doing drugs. Po 1, is this true? RG, no it isn't. Me, she was demanding I leave a public area since I am a rebel kid. Po 2, can I see your backpack? I show him what I have in the backpack and he sees I have nothing in there. Po 2, mom, he has nothing in the bag. M, yes he does, he threw IT before you came up. NK, no he didn't, all he did was sit there and the man did nothing to you. M, shut up, I'm trying to get them arrested. No joke, she literally said this in front of 2 cops without knowing that she has done already 3 crimes. Po 1, I'm going to need you to calm down and have a little talk with us. M, no, I want them arrested. Po 1, calm down or we will have to arrest you. M, no, I didn't do anything, they're lying to you. She gets up close to me and tries to snatch my bag, but I get it back. One gets her on the ground since he thought she tried to punch me. Then he gets her cuffed. The other police officer told the kid that everything is going to be okay, but he said this happens sometimes and I don't want to spend time with my mommy anymore. This all happened while I was sitting in the middle of everything on the bench. My friends proceed to show up later on after the incident, and the RG was asked if she tried to assault him other than verbally, and if she did she could go to jail. From this point I DK what happened, since no court, no nothing really happened, but it felt good to see a Karen getting what she deserves. For any questions feel free to ask. Edit. Grammatical mistakes. I realized I forgot to add something to the story, and it looked a bit weird if I didn't add it.